Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. The highly contagious Delta variant now makes up 1 in 4 coronavirus cases in the U.S. It's the dominant strain in 5 states, including California. Moderna and Pfizer vaccines are almost 90% effective against the variant, but just 33% when only 1 dose has been received. Tropical storm Elsa is heading towards the Florida Keys after bringing heavy rain, wind, and flooding to Cuba. It's forecast to make landfall in the state north of Tampa by tomorrow. Elsa prompted the decision to use explosives to bring down the section of a condo building still standing after a partial collapse a week and a half ago. Teams resumed their search of the rubble shortly after the demolition and discovered more bodies. Crews were able to reach areas that were inaccessible before the building was brought down, including a section with master bedrooms. Officials say the demolition was necessary to ensure the building would not fall down as Elsa nears. Humboldt, Kansas used to be classified as a food desert because of a lack of grocery stores, but a recent opening changed that. The new grocery store, named Our Market, took over the location of the Old Moon's hometown market, which closed more than a year ago. Our Market is a family-owned store that's trying to provide fresh local products. The owners say they saw more than 300 customers on their opening day. Our Market opened July 1st, but they'll host their grand opening event this Saturday. Our country may have been dealing with a fireworks shortage this year, but some Joplin area sellers had record-breaking sales. Sellers include the Watered Gardens fireworks tent, which raises money for their Forge program that helps people down on their luck get back on their feet with employment, shelter, and more. Watered Gardens says they saw a 60% increase in sales over last year. That's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
We're going to turn our attention this week. Think about 1 week ago where it was all about the flooding concerns and whatnot. Our attention this week is going to be staying safe in hot July temperatures. We're not talking unseasonably hot, but it has been a while since we're going to have a streak with what we're going to see in high 80s and 90s all the way through the week. Now, I say, last week we were talking about flooding concerns. I do want to point out that we still do have a flood warning. We're updated now. This thing's going to run until Friday at 9. That's for the Osage River up by Taborville, because it's about 6.5 feet over flood stage right now. So if we're going to make it up into the high 80s, low 90s later on today, you'll notice that's a tremendous warm up from where we sit right now. So we got pretty much mid 60s to high 60s. You have to see anybody get to the 70-degree mark. But we'll get there, and we're going to get there fast. And when we do, really going to be dry today. Our next shot for some rain rolling in is going to be tomorrow, late morning, afternoon. Scattered variety, not looking at anything serious. And as that rolls through, you'll notice those temperatures, though, just stay high 80s and 90s until we get a little cold front on the backside of some Saturday thunderstorm activity. So just kind of reiterate, one of those where if you're going to be outside for extended periods of time, it's a lot of water. Don't forget the sunscreen. Take care of those pets before you leave the house, and never hesitate to check on your neighbors, especially if you have wonderful elderly neighbors. We'll be back with more KOM Morning News right after this.